All right, so another question that I get asked a lot is, should I do my own install work? And that's pretty much with the magazine tube and the trigger kits. People don't really ask me that about charging handles. People don't really ask me that about top rails and magazine springs and that sort of thing, but it's usually trigger kit and magazine tube. People ask, should they do their own install? People like to tell me I'm not terribly mechanically inclined. I don't really do this kind of stuff. I'm not a gunsmith. I'm not a gunsmith either. I don't work on guns all the time. I don't fix guns. I'm not in the business of doing that. But I actually have a video I did on YouTube many years ago that has been very popular through the years about doing your own installs. And I've had a lot of feedback from customers through the years that have told me, I watched the video and I did what you said and it made me so happy. And the reason is, I want you to do your own install is, you're not always going to have a gunsmith available when you need one. So that for starters, gunsmiths charge, you know, they might charge you $100 an hour. Who wants to pay that? A lot of gunsmiths are busy. They're booked for months. So you have to wait 3 months to get in. And then when you're in, you have to wait 3 weeks to get your gun back. That stinks. But more importantly than all that is, if shit hits the fan, and the cell towers aren't working and the food trucks aren't running and you need your gun to operate in order to maintain control in your neighborhood or whatever is going on, or you're going into the weekend and you went shooting with your friends on Friday and something broke and you rely on that gun for a home defense weapon and you like to keep it, you know, somewhere close to you in the bedroom, whatever, and you want it to work, you need to know how to take it apart and diagnose the problem and fix it. Some of the problems you might not have the parts for or the knowledge of how to fix it at that moment. But when you do your own installs, you learn a lot about the inner workings of this gun. And there's some things that are true about this gun. It's very, very difficult to screw it up. It's so easy to take it apart and put it back together. There might be moments in the take apart and put back together that are a little tricky for you, but they'll get easier for you as you do them. But this gun is not difficult to work on. It's very difficult to break it. For most people, the problem you're going to have if you do your own installs, you're going to drop the disconnector pin on the ground and it's going to go into the vent or a crack in the floor, or a spring is going to shoot across the room and you're not going to be able to find it. But those problems are minor in comparison to what most people think. Most people think that if they take it apart and try to put it back together, like doing their own trigger work, that something's not going to work and nothing's going to be able to be put back together. That's just simply not true. Try to do your own work. It's really good for you to know how to do this, to give you some confidence. And actually, this is a gun to learn on. For those of you who are new to gun ownership, you know, you're going to get into rifles, you're going to get into handguns, you're going to get into other shotguns. I've got 1911s, I've got Kimbers. If any of you guys out there know anything about breaking down Kimber 1911s and putting them back together, I mean, you want to pull your hair out. I'm not a trained gunsmith. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I've still done that and learned how to do it. And every time I do a Kimber, it's still a royal pain in the butt to put it back together. But I do it and I have the confidence to do it. And when something's not working right on my Kimber, I have the confidence to take it apart and put it back together and try to figure out what's going on with it before I take it to a gunsmith, while I'm waiting to take it to a gunsmith. Same thing with the Benelli. Give yourself that confidence. Figure out how to work on this gun. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy doing it. You're going to be proud of yourself at the end of it. I've heard it from so many people since I put out that YouTube video. And then if trouble arises and your gun isn't functioning, you're going to know what are the parts of the gun that could contribute to whatever it is it's doing, whatever problem it's exhibiting. You're going to know if it's doing a certain thing, something about the charging handle, something about the magazine, something about the bolt release, something about the carrier, something about one of the springs is off. You're going to know from having done this what might be wrong, and oftentimes you're going to be correct. In fact, I would say almost always, there's only going to be any problems that arise with this gun. It's only, you know, whatever problem is only going to have one or two things that could have been the cause of it. There could be 100 different problems on this gun, but they're all going to be their own problems. But if you have a specific thing happening with this gun and you know how to work on it, you're going to be able to figure that out. So yeah, work on your own gun and give yourself that confidence. And one of the cool things at Freedom Fighter Tactical is I answer the phone or call people back every day of the year, even Christmas Day if I can, even Easter Sunday if I can. Some Easter Sundays I haven't been able to call back or answer the phone. Some Christmases I haven't had that opportunity either. But I'm around pretty much 365 days to help you figure out what's going on with your gun. If you're, and that's happened when people are installing magazine tubes, trigger kits. I'm stuck at a moment. I don't know what to do. They call me up or they text me. We do text. They send me pictures. I send them texts. I send them pictures. We get through it together. So you have a resource at Freedom Fighter Tactical, but even if you don't use me, even if you don't buy from me, you can call me and I can help you out. I much prefer it if you're using my stuff. I like to let other manufacturers help you with their stuff. But, I'll try to help if I can, but do your own work. I mean, it's what I did, and it's what got me in this business. I started doing my own work, and I started seeing problems and finding solutions. So you never know what might happen for you if you start doing the same thing with this gun or any other gun you have. But this gun in particular, Benelli M4 shotgun, easy gun to get started on, easy gun to work with, easy gun to learn on, very difficult gun to screw up and break. Trust me on that.